Let me just tell you, Subversive, this mothership will always just have a special place in my heart. It's my very first mothership. So today I have 3 looks for you using this palette. I have done multiple looks before in my channel with this palette, but I thought I would just go ahead, do 3 new looks, play with the palette again because the palette has been out of stock for quite some time and she has finally restocked it. So if you were looking for this baby right here, run, go to Pat McGrath's website and pick this up. Hey everybody, welcome on back to my channel. So as you just heard, we are doing 3 looks with the beautiful Subversive palette. But before we get started, let me go ahead and introduce myself. If you're new to this channel, welcome. If you're oldie but goodie, welcome on back. My name is Ashleigh. I have a doctorate in pharmacy. I love makeup. So that's how you get Dr. Ash and her makeup. And eyeshadow really is my jam, but please just call me Ash or Ashleigh. Not to mention, I really love Pat McGrath. I love Pat McGrath. She is my favorite. My favorite. I'm not saying she can't do any wrong, but I love her. Okay? There are a couple things sometimes I'm like, no. I don't know if I care for that, but she's my favorite hands down, okay? Now, let's just talk for a hot, quick second before we go into the Subversive palette real quick. Now, did y'all see the new kit that is about to come out? I'm so excited. So when I'm filming this is actually the Thursday before. It was just announced today and it's launching tomorrow. And it is the Dark Star. What is this thing called? Let me look on my phone. It is Dark Star 006 V as in Victor 3, okay? It is coming out 3/4 at 9 a.m. Eastern time. So by this time you see this video, I have already snagged my kit, right? And the star of the show is this shade called VR Sextra Galactic. So I guess all the like multi-chrome shades are gonna start with like some type of sex or something. Okay, whatever. But it's like $50. You get a full-size pencil. Let's see, what is a full-size? Looks like it's a full-size extreme black. This is my extreme black, but she's still going very, very strong. I bought a backup of this a long time ago, and I'm still using the first one, you know? And then you also get a little bottle of Mayron Mixing Medium. You get an eye gloss that has a dual chrome shift, and you get a pigment pot that has a dual chrome shift. Like I said, it's called VR Sextra Galactic. I'm going to put a little picture there. And honey, it is blue with a purple shift. You know, I'm like, yes. Yes, yes, yes. Thank you for the blue / the green / the purple shift. I am here for it. I cannot wait. So of course, when I get that, it's going to be a video. Now, back on to Mothership number 3. She was my first. She was my first. And I was like, in the beginning, I was like, I'm going to need some convincing. Because this is when Pat has stopped doing the kits that I just talked about. And she launched her 10 pet palettes. She launched Mothership 1, 2, and 3 simultaneously in 2017, and they were $125. And everybody was like, wait, they're beautiful, but what? 100 what? Huh? I mean, we already had Natasha kind of doing that, so, but we were still like, huh? I think now we're on the train that if she drops a Mothership, we're just like, throw it in the bag. We already know it's $125. We got our stuff budgeted out. We don't even care anymore, okay? And, you know, from time to time, she has great sales on her site. She has 30% off. She just finished a 30% off sale. So you're able to, you know, kind of get these, you know, get some coins off. Now, when I first got this palette, I was like, oh my gosh, it's Pat McGrath. I'm so excited to try. And when I tried it, I was just like, what's happening here? I was confused. I was confused on how to approach the formula, okay? So it wasn't the color story. I remember I tried to use the shade Night Creature, and I was like, there's no payoff. What's happening here? This is supposed to be good. But because of the different textures and the mediums in this palette, and around that time, she was one of the first to kind of offer that variety in her palettes. I want to say Huda Beauty did it also with like the mixed mediums and the different textures. You had to learn how to use the formula. So I was just confused. So, you know, how to get the best payoff, how to get the best pickup. So sometimes you need to wet your brush. Sometimes you just need to use your fingers. I feel like with this particular palette, you can use brushes, but you have to be careful. Like a rougher P21 brush will be great. She is here. So kind of like a mixed medium type of brush, you know. And then you know, you might need to wet it or use something like a glitter glue or some type of primer like that to get some of the shadows to adhere. But you get these beautiful opulent looks where they're bold and they can be layered and the shimmers are just shimming, as my friend Kara would say, okay? So I was just highly confused. I had to learn how to use these textures. And sometimes it gets me for a little loop every once in a while. But like I just mentioned, I have 3 looks. I have done several looks with this palette on my channel. Previously, I think I have a video doing 5 looks from just recently from 2020. But I wanted to go ahead and do some more looks because the palette is now in stock. And it hasn't been in stock in quite some time. And a lot of people are like, is she bringing it back? Look, she better not discontinue this thing, okay? At this point, anything that is in the Mothership 1 through 9 arsenal needs to just be here to stay. And that's the end of that, okay? But like I did mention, I have 3 looks. I have a little situation that happens with the second look, so I will show you and explain what happens there because I like to keep it 100 when makeup looks fail for whatever reason. And then we'll wrap up at the end. So let's go ahead and have some fun. So this look is not laying down right at all. Ooh, I think it's the mixing medium. I think it's a little dried out. I don't know, the consistency has changed on it, but ooh, this is not working well. So I'm gonna take it off. We're gonna try again. We're gonna try again. Probably just use some regular glitter glue because this right here is not working. Look how, ooh. All right, man. Back, and here are the first two looks. They are really, really pretty. Now, let's talk about this intensifies for a second. Oh my goodness. So when did Utopian Dream come out? Was that September, October? So this is only about a hot, maybe 6 months old. And at first, when I kind of put it, I was like, oh, it's a little dry. I mean, it's still like a little sheen there, but it's not as wet as it was before. And I don't know where you can see it was a little bit shinier in that little region. Yeah, you could kind of see it. But I don't know. At the moment, I'm not liking this. That's what it said, because it did the shadows dirty. You saw it. It was just a mess. It was seeping in. It was getting kind of gooey. It was just settling. When you put it on, it would start off bright and vibrant, but then you notice it just started fading, and I had to keep layering and layering. And at first I was like, is the shadow bad? Because I've had this palette since the end of 2017. But I was like, no, I really refuse to believe that. And then when I added on this shade in the inner corner, that's when I was just like, oh, this is not working out well. But as you can see, a lot better results. I have a close-up that I'll pop in. A lot better results with the NYX glitter glue. So at this point in time, even though this product is genius in the format and is a lot easier, I would prefer my glitter glue that goes for a hot $3, $4, $5 maybe, versus this, because this was actually, I think if you bought it with the palette, it was like $7 with Utopian Dream as a bundle. But if you were to buy it on its own, it was expensive. $20, $30, I'll pop it in the screen. But as it gets older, I'm not here for it at all. So, but the look is beautiful. Shadows performing like day one over here, honey. I just want to kind of do some more ethereal looks with this palette, because the other ones I have are so structured, but sometimes it's just the beauty in this palette, especially Subversive, is all the sparkle shades. You have so many to choose from. So for the next look, I'm going to kind of treat this as a luxe quad, meaning I'm going to hit up these 4 shadows mainly and focus in that realm. Of course, we got to use Gigabyte. I mean, Gigabyte is just everything. So let's go ahead and get started with this last look. Alright guys, I am back. This is the third and final look using the palette and I love it. It is so bold, it's vibrant, but it's not too bold at the same time. And I decided to go ahead and put a little bit of Night Creature down here on the bottom lash line, and I think it just kind of really tied the whole look together. Honestly, this palette is just so gorgeous. Like I said before, this is my first Mothership palette, and I feel like it works just like the day I got the palette, to be honest. At first I was not going to think that way because of the intensified pen, but you know, it is what it is. But rest assured, my 2017 palette is still going strong because I did actually purchase this in 2017. I got this as a Christmas gift and I was like, okay, I'm going to try it because I was given some money for Christmas and I was like, okay. Because, you know, that's when Pat McGrath first came out with her palettes. And I was like, you know, $125, that's a lot of money. I need to figure out what's going on. Because at first she was just doing the Dark Star kits. Now, I just think that this palette is beautiful. It's so much variation, so many different type of looks that you can get with this palette. And outside of her other Mothership palettes, maybe not Mothership 5 because these two shades are kind of sparkle, there are just a lot of little standout moments in this palette, which I really, really appreciate. And it's just stunningly gorgeous, and I thought it was just like a perfect time to just kind of dive back into it since, you know, a lot of people are probably getting their hands on it now since it has been out of stock for a long time, and, you know, just to give some more inspiration. Not to mention, I feel like it's always great to kind of go back into older palettes, not to mention, especially like Mothership palettes because they are a pretty penny. These are not palettes that we need to just be saving for special occasions, quote unquote. I mean, you can, of course, but you know what? What I've learned, every day is a special occasion because you woke up that morning. God said fit for you to wake up that morning, so it is a special occasion. So go ahead and use the palette because after these couple of past years, you know, you never know what's going to happen, okay? So I have loved this palette, and every time I use it, I'm just like, it's so good. Why don't I use it more? So I hope you guys enjoyed the inspiration with these particular looks. Like I said, I've used this palette a couple times on my channel. I know I do have like 5 looks, and I just wanted to do something a little bit different take on the looks because I have some looks that are like super structured and kind of ones that are obvious, even though I feel like a couple of these looks are obvious, but it's always good to just go ahead and recreate. So let me know down below in the comments how you guys like the looks, and give this video a big old thumbs up, hit the notification bell so you know when I come out with another video, which will be very, very soon, and subscribe to my channel because, you know, I would love to have you here in my little makeup family. And with all of that being said, you already know what time it is. It is time for the chair dance. Hey, chair dance. Hey, 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 chair dance. Chair dance. Chair dance. Chair dance. All right, y'all. Bye.